Hello friends, my name is Matti McLean, and what we have here is a conundrum. I remember vividly doing a video where I ranked all of the Disney movies. It included all the Disney animated movies, all the Pixar movies, and all the Studio Ghibli movies. And now, I don't know where that video went. So either it was never actually released, or I've never actually done this. Either one is bizarre to me. But today we have all of the Disney animated movies, and we're going to rank them best to worst. So, starting from the beginning, for some reason they're starting with Ichabod and Mr Crane. And it's okay. It's not great. It has some really good imagery, but overall it's very long, slow, not great, but fine. It's fine. It's not a bad movie by any means. Is it one that I will go out of my way to see multiple times? Probably not. Doesn't quite hold up the way other ones do. Cinderella is still probably one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite princess movie. Definitely my favorite. Some of the animation in it is beautiful. Very underrated in terms of like classic Disney movies. Alice in Wonderland is okay. I like Alice in Wonderland a lot. Does it hold up as well as some of the other ones? Yes, but it's not the best. It's not my favorite. It's still really good though. Peter Pan I would consider A tier. The animation is wonderful. The legacy is wonderful. Not the racism, but just overall Peter Pan very solid. Very interesting, very good. Lady and the Tramp, not so interesting, not so good. Not a lot happens in Lady and the Tramp. It has one iconic scene. That's kind of it. The racist cats. They're right there. So, not the best, but not bad. But not the best. Sleeping Beauty is really good. I would say it's right below Cinderella for me. I would consider it fine. It's a great movie. Beautiful animation. Maleficent's a boss. It like classic Disney never is bad, and it's rarely great, but it's always very solid, very good. Definitely one that you want to watch. 101 Dalmatians. I was obsessed with this movie growing up. Now I don't think it holds up quite as well as some of the other ones, but still very solid, very well done. I feel like that's the right place for it. Sword in the Stone I don't feel holds up as well. I would put it above Lady and the Tramp. It's a little bit of a mess, all things considered, in my opinion. From what I've seen with it, I would consider it a little bit of a mess. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Jungle Book, good. Very good. I would put it just under 101 Dalmatians, only because I think I've grown out of it a little bit. But I remember there was a time I would watch Jungle Book, like, every day for, like, a week or a month. However long I watched Jungle Book, I watched it a lot. Aristocats, not great. It's a movie where nothing really happens. It's a movie where everybody wants to be a cat. That's about it. It's not a conflict builder. Is it terrible? Again, it's more classic, so it's not terrible, but it's not great. Pinocchio, it's fine. It holds up well. I would put it above 101 Dalmatians. I didn't realize it was like the third or fourth Disney movie that they ever made, so it's still very impressive from a technical standpoint. But is it great? Robin Hood, I'm going to get some flack for this. Robin Hood's a lot more boring than I remember it being, but it's not bad. I feel like I'm being way too kind to Ichabod. Yeah, that feels more right to me. Winnie the Pooh, it's Winnie the Pooh. It's classic. Yeah, I kind of place it there in the middle. The Rescuers, alright. I'm going to put Rescuers in D. It's not good. I don't like the villain. I don't like the story. The mice are fine. But overall, what happens in it? Right? You can't even remember now, can you? It's terrible. It's not terrible. Fox and the Hound is so... I've watched this movie once, and it has scarred me for life. So, maybe if I watched it now, it would be more cathartic. But I just don't think that it's worth doing that with. No. I truly hate Fox and the Hound. Moving on. We have the Black Cauldron. Black Cauldron is not good as well. This movie almost destroyed Disney, funny enough. Uh, sure, it has the Dungeons and Dragons vibe, but it's not really consistent. It's not funny. It's just kind of boring. They have a really great idea and they don't do much with it. So it is what it is. The Great Mouse Detective I would put as a solid C. I'll put it right above Lady and the Tramp. I think it's not bad. I think that it's pretty good overall, but it's not something that I go out of my way to watch like multiple times. So we have Oliver and Company. Oliver and Company is, I mean, it's solid, but maybe like just under Robin Hood. Yeah, I feel like that counts. Little Mermaid, I think, is my first Disney S tier movie. It holds up really well. It's iconic. It's really great. Great voice acting, great animation, just great all around. You can't go wrong with Little Mermaid. Rescuers Down Under, I would put in high B. So I'll put it right underneath 101 Dalmatians. Beauty and the Beast, another S tier movie. It's great. Yes, it's also the ones that I grew up with, but still, they are wonderfully done. There's a reason why the animated classics hold up really, really well. It's called the Disney Renaissance for a reason, so we got to go with that. I'll keep it right below Little Mermaid. Fantasia. Fantasia is a mixed bag. Some of it's good, some of it's real boring, and there's no real way around that. Aladdin, fantastic. I would put it above Beauty and the Beast. Lion King, probably their best. Pocahontas, a little lower. I would put it high B. I don't think that it's as loved these days as it could be, but that's fine. Hunchback of Notre Dame, I would say it's my favorite Disney movie. I think that it's very well done. I love the story. The only thing holding it back are the gargoyles, but for me, the gargoyles aren't enough of a hindrance to prevent it from being my favorite Disney movie. So, I will go with that then. We have Hercules. Hercules is another, for me, top tier Disney movie. It's wonderful. I love it very much. I would put it low end of S tier. Mulan, yeah, I feel like that's good. Tarzan, I remember really liking Tarzan back in the day, but I remember not loving it. I remember being like, oh, that's neat. And then moving on. Tarzan for me would be right under Pinocchio. No, right under 101 Dalmatians. Yeah, that fits for me. Fantasia 2000. Is it better than Fantasia? I think yes, if only for the space whales. But does it hold up as well as I want it to? Not overly. Fantasia is a great experiment, one that they will probably never do again. Actually, I can guarantee they will never do it again. But yeah, it's not. You know, we'll see. We'll see. It would make a better series, to be honest. But especially with like Love, Death, and Robots now, I feel like that would fit that mold really well. So if they did Love, Death, and Robots for Fantasia, that would be perfect. Dinosaurs, not good. Emperor's New Groove is. Emperor's New Groove is hilarious. Still hilarious. Still funny. Still great. No complaints. Dumbo. Dumbo would be in the middle of the tier. I would put Dumbo right. Nah. Right underneath Jungle Book. Atlantis. Atlantis is solid, but it's a little incoherent. But I admire the risks it takes. I think I saw a post recently where they were saying that Atlantis would make a wonderful series for Disney Plus, and it would. It's like perfect prime material. Do that, Disney. Do it. Make it so. Lilo and Stitch was a great hit for Disney back in the day. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I would keep it about there. Treasure Planet is a movie that gets dumped on a lot. I think it's really good. I would keep it right up there. Yeah, definitely an underrated Disney action animated movie. So, no complaints. Brother Bear. I mean, it's fine. I would keep it right under the Fantasias. I don't hate that. Home on the Range is probably the worst Disney movie that they released up until the next Disney movie they released, which was Chicken Little. Both these movies are garbage. They're terrible. No one likes them. It's a shame they're canon. Like, how were these made? Anyways, moving on. Meet the Robinsons. Meet the Robinsons is a Disney an underrated modern Disney classic. It's hilarious. It's so much fun. I really enjoy it. Boltz is another really good modern Disney movie. It was kind of the point where they were really unsure what to do. After doing Chicken Little, like the studio was really, really fragmented, and they had to bring in the guy from Pixar when he started running Disney for, I think it was John Lasseter. Can't remember the name exactly. But when they started bringing him in, one of the first movies he helped to start to turn around was Boltz. And while it's not a perfect movie, you can see that Disney was kind of doing crashing, and now, thanks to Bolt and that progress, they start to tick up a little bit more. They start to get better again. So that's good to know. I really enjoy that. Princess and the Frog was the first movie they released that after that did really well, and I think it's really good. I think Disney did a really good job on Princess and the Frog, and I have no complaints. Tangled, even better. I would say Tangled is right above Cinderella for me. Bambi, spoiler, the mom dies. It's kind of boring, to be honest. It's pretty but boring. It's like, I don't know, it's like going on a date with an accountant who works out a lot. That's the idea. The other Winnie the Pooh movie is the other Winnie the Pooh movie. They're both fine. They're both cute. This one's obviously more modern, but they're both cute. No complaints. Wreck-It Ralph, really funny. Really well done. I would put it right over Tarzan in terms of how often I would like to watch it going forward. Frozen. I love Frozen. I still love Frozen. I think it's great. Keeping it high on the list, I would say, is a perfect fit. Big Hero 6, really good. I would put it right above Pinocchio. Am I being too generous to this movie? I am being too generous to Big Hero 6. It's right under Lilo and Stitch. The more I think about it, the more I'm just like, it doesn't hold up. Baymax is a great character. It's really fun. It's really funny. Has a lot of heart. But Disney, like, their modern renaissance, I'm curious to see how these movies hold up in like 20, 30 years. Zootopia, I really enjoyed. I would put it right above right above Peter Pan. I have to watch it again, but I remember it being really funny, really well done, good balance, no complaints. Moana's fantastic. I think it's probably one of the best Disney movies that's ever been made. I would put it right here, right above Beauty and the Beast. Ralph Breaks the Internet is not. It's fine. It's not as bad as everyone was saying it was, in my opinion, but it's still not great. It's not something that I'm going to go out of my way for and be like, oh yeah, that's great. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs would be... I mean, it's a classic. It's a wonderful achievement. For the fact that it's the first, it's kind of mandatory viewing. It's fine. It is what it is. Frozen 2 is fine. It definitely isn't as good as Frozen 1. I don't think it's as bad as everyone made it out to be. But I would still... Show Yourself is fantastic, though. I remember that's a great part. Saludos Amigos is fine. I would say it's probably right... I'm being too generous. Right above Ichabod. No, above Aristocats. I'd rather watch this one. They're very short. The Three Caballeros, I think, is even better, so I'd put that above there. Make Mine Music. These ones, like the Fun and Fancy Free and Melody Time and Make Mine Music, none of them really hold up because they're just really a collection of shorts. And while there's nothing wrong with them, they're not full-length movies. I'm being a little extra generous to Saludos Amigos and Three Caballeros because they mean more to me. I like them more. So that's the idea. That's the option. That is the Disney movies. So if you have an alternative take, please let me know, and I will see you folks very soon. Thank you for watching. My name is Matti McLean. You can find me on problematic streaming platform Spotify at A Canadian in Eurovision. You can find me online on Twitter and Instagram at The Big Shabam. And finally, if you like what you've seen here and you want to help me out, feel free to like, subscribe. It really does help. And also, if you want to see me do something next, don't be afraid to tell me. Looking forward to hearing from y'all soon, and you have a great day now.